Alright guys, so here is part two. So if you didn't watch part one, make sure you guys go back and watch that. So what I want you guys to do right now on this one is you don't have to copy along, but I want you to follow, you don't have to copy down in your notebook, excuse me, but just follow along as what I'm doing here. This one's we're going to take it a slightly different approach. Still same idea, still solving the system. Alright, so let's go through it. And let's read it. It says, on Thursday, Alex sold 4 boxes of chocolate chip cookies and 6 boxes of oatmeal cookies and made $24. Okay, so that is on Thursday. So let's talk about that one more time. Let's see. He sold 4 boxes of the chocolatey chips, and then he sold 6 boxes of the oatmeal, and he made $24. Okay, so that's the very first situation. So that's my very first equation I'm going to have to write in a second. Now, later on, it says on Friday, Alex made $8. So now he's made $8 and he was selling 2 boxes of the chocolate chip and he only sold 1 box of the oatmeal. All right. Now the question I want to answer at the end of this is, hey, how much does a box of chocolate chip cookies cost? All right. So what I have to do here is I have to write 2 different equations. Let me start out with the first one that represents what happened on Thursday. Well, he sold 4 boxes of chocolate chip cookies. So again, this what I can represent. I can say, hey, how can I represent 4 boxes of chocolate chips? I can say 4x, or let's look here with 4x. And in addition to that, he sold 6 boxes of oatmeal. So I'm gonna say, hey, it's not the same as chocolate chips. I have to use a different variable. He sold 6y. Well, how much money did he make? Well, that total he made is equal to $24. All right, so that happened on Thursday. Okay, notice that's kind of cool. This little equation here represents literally 2 lines of the English language. Here on Friday, it says he made $8. Now again, they kind of flipped it around. That's how much money he made, so that 8 should actually go on the right-hand side. This is how much it's equal to. He only made $8. He sold 2 boxes of the chocolate chip. So that means that the 2 should be 2x or 2y. That's going to be 2x. Again, you want to make sure you're careful, use the same variable. This is 2 boxes of the chocolate chip, and he also only sold 1 oatmeal. So I'm going to say 1y, or I can simply just say y. Hey, I have a system of equations here. Now I have to solve this so that it can allow me to answer this question. How much does a box of the chocolate chip cookies cost? All right, well, I have options. I can solve by graphing, which is really not appropriate on my screen here. I can solve by substitution, but yeah, I mean, I could. The best variable to choose here would be this y, but hey, let me try elimination for this one. Okay, again, if you want to eliminate, I can eliminate the y's here, or I can eliminate the x's. It's up to you. Now, again, what I like to think about is, hey, if this is a 6y, this has to be a negative 6y if I wanted to eliminate the y's. If I want to eliminate the x's, well, if this is a 4x, this better be a negative 4x. So again, it's up to you. I'm gonna go with the y's here. If this is a 6y, this has to be a negative 6y. So I have to multiply. I have to give this guy a makeover right here. I'm gonna multiply this guy by, let's be strategic here. How the heck am I gonna get a negative 6y? Well, let's multiply this by a negative 6. So again, I distribute to every single individual piece here. Don't forget all the way across, even to that 8. When I give this guy a makeover, I get negative 6 times 2 is negative 12x. Negative 6 times y is negative 6y. Negative 6 times 8 is negative 48. All right, let me copy over the first one. Again, that one didn't change. I still have the 4x. I still have that 6y, positive 6y, excuse me, and it's equal to 24. All right, let's go through this. Now, again, it's called elimination because, hey, something has to eliminate. Something has to go away here. And what I did was I made it so that the y's end up canceling. But let's go through it. Negative 12x plus 4x is going to give me negative 8x. The 6y and the negative 6y, hey, these guys got to cancel out. Now, lastly, what is negative 48 and 24 going to give us? Well, opposite signs, I have to subtract. I know my answer is going to be negative. Take the sign of the bigger one. 48 minus 24 is actually going to be 24. Hey, it's a one-step equation. This should be quick, easy. Let me divide both sides by negative 8. When I divide both sides by negative 8, I get x is going to equal 3. Hey, I'm almost there. That right there is representing, actually, hold on a second. I needed to figure out how much does a box of chocolate chip cookies cost. I know that X, I said 4 boxes of chocolate chip, and then here we have 2 boxes of chocolate chip. These guys right here, actually more importantly, the X's right here, those guys were representing the chocolate chip. Do I actually need to find Y? I don't. I have found out the X value. I found out that X is equal to 3. I can actually already answer my question. How much does a box of chocolate chip, this again should say chip in there, cookies cost? Well, a box of chocolate chip costs $3. I don't have to plug this in. It's a word problem right here, so I'm only worried about the chocolate chips. So there's no need to plug back in. If I was plugging it back in, I got the Y. Y is going to tell me how much do the oatmeal cookies cost. All right, hey, that's it. That's my answer right there. Again, always you want to make sure what is the question that we are trying to answer. All right, so let's move on to the next question right here. This one I do want you guys to copy down, so take a second, pause the video right here, and I'll resume it in a second. Alright guys, so here's the last one. Example 4. It says t-shirts cost $10 and hats cost $12. It says John spent $94 when purchasing 9 items. How many shirts and hats did he buy? Now again, this one's actually kind of the trickiest one to set up. So here I know, let's take a look. How much do t-shirts cost? T-shirts cost $10 and hats cost $12. Well, the easy equation to write here is, hey, how can I represent $10 per t-shirt? Well, let's just say 10x. Sure, absolutely, we can absolutely do that. Now, in addition to that, how much do the hats cost? Well, $12 per hats. And again, I can't use X, I have to use a different variable. It's $12 for every hat. Well, I know that if I'm purchasing here, okay, t-shirts and hats, well, we know here that John spent a total of $94. That's how much money he spent. So this should equal 94. Now the issue is, hey, I need 2 equations. I need a system. Where the heck is the other equation coming from? How do I write that one? Well, the key to this one is it's all in this part here. He purchased 9 items. What kind of items did he purchase? He purchased t-shirts and he purchased hats. That means that here's my second equation. T-shirts, I used X. So I'm going to say, hey, if you purchase X amount of t-shirts, in addition to that, you purchase Y amount of hats, how many items is that? How many t-shirts and hats? Well, that is going to be 9 items. That's actually, I think, the trickiest equation to write here because it's kind of subtle. It's snuck in there. So again, please make sure you guys take note of this. I guarantee you this will pop up. Okay, draw a star next to it, highlight it. This is one of the questions you want to study. All right, so let's go through this. I have a system here now. Again, this one's kind of nice. Again, I can solve by substitution or elimination. I'm kind of favoring elimination here. I'm going to get rid of, hey, let's get rid of the x's. If this is a 10x, this guy has to be a negative 10x. So what I have to do is I have to give this guy a quick makeover. Now again, how do I get that to become a negative 10x out in front? Well, let's multiply by a negative 10. Again, multiply every individual piece here. This is going to become negative 10x minus 10y is equal to, don't forget, negative 10 times the 9 is negative 90. First one's absolutely going to stay the same. That didn't need a makeover. That is 10x plus 12y is going to equal 94. All right, so again, it's called elimination because something has to cancel out. Something has to get eliminated. Here, I'm going to have 10x minus 10x cancels out. 12y minus 10y is going to give me 2y is equal to 94 minus 90 is going to be equal to 4. Well, if I divide both sides here by 2, y is going to equal 2. Okay, I figured out my solution. is something comma 2. Right? How do I figure out the x value? Well, I have to plug back in. All right, so I'm gonna choose this red one. Look, that's pretty easy. I have x. Let me separate my work here. X plus y is equal to 9. Well, I know that y is equal to 2, so I'm gonna say, hey, it's really x plus 2 is equal to 9. If I subtract 2 from both sides, I get x is equal to 7. 7 comma 2 is my solution. But what the heck, man? I did this whole thing without even bothering to really analyze what the question was asking. The question is really asking, how many shirts and hats did he buy? All right, now I have to interpret. I know my solution, but what does this actually mean? The x value here, what does the y value represent? So the x was representing, it was 10x, 10 t-shirts. So the x is representing the t-shirts. Okay, and the y value here is representing the hats. Okay, so what does that mean? I need to write a sentence. John, okay, purchased 7 shirts and only 2 hats. Okay, gotta make sure. I kind of just did this out of nowhere. I didn't even bother analyzing the question. Okay, make sure you guys, before you move on, ask yourself, what is that question? What are they asking me? Or are they asking me just, hey, how many t-shirts did he buy? How many hats did he buy? Again, make sure you guys always look at the question, what they're asking. If it's a word problem, I need the sentence, guys. All right, so let's move on here. Make sure you guys write your reflections and your questions. Please don't forget there will be a notebook check tomorrow. All right, have everything updated. So again, here, you can answer this question. How many strategies do you have? Have you learned so far? Learn 3, graphing, substitution, elimination. Which do you prefer? Okay, so again, go through this. Make sure you guys write your reflections. All right, guys, here's your class activity. And again, yes, you're all going to be asking this question. Oh my God, do I have to copy this out? No. Just go ahead, read the question. Make sure you show your work for number 19. You solve it. Make sure you give me that sentence. All right, make sure you answer it in a complete sentence, please. All right, other than that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm going to do a raffle. Just kidding. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I got a lot of subscribers last time. So, hey, if I get to 1 million subscribers, I will give away a free A. No, I'm kidding. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great day, you guys.